Now we need to look at these expressions. They say simplify 2 times the cosecant of 2x times the tangent of 2x. If you can read it out loud, it helps you to see some of the things that's going on. So sometimes I'll separate out the multiplication using a dot to show the separate factors. I've got 2 times. Now this is what I would do for my first step. I don't know the formula for the double angle for cosecant, but I do know that cosecant is 1 over sine. So the cosecant of an angle is equal to 1 over the sine of the same angle. So I'm going to replace cosecant of 2x with 1 over sine of 2x. And then 1 over sine of 2x, I'm going to replace with my double angle formula, 2 times the sine of x times the cosine of x. And I'm going to replace tangent of x with sine of x over cosine of x. So let me use some color here. Cosecant of 2x became 1 over the sine of 2x. The tangent of 2x became sine of x, cosine of x. The sine of 2x became 2 sine of x, cosine of x. Step 3, the 2's are going to cancel out, and the sines are going to cancel out. 2's will cancel, sines will cancel. So we will have 1 over the cosine of x times 1 over the cosine of x. 1 over the cosine of x is the secant of x. So I will have the secant of x times itself, and the secant of x times itself is secant squared of x. So this 3-factored expression simplifies to be secant squared of x. Now again, the more you know your identities, the easier this is. If you don't know your identities, it will be very difficult to know exactly which route to take. So you'll need to be patient with yourself if you don't study your identities. Okay, once again, I'm going to take this and I'm going to separate it out. 2 times the sine squared of x over 2 plus cosine of x. So I'm going to separate out 2, and then I have sine squared of x over 2, and then I have plus the cosine of x. Well, the sine of x over 2 is a formula that we just learned. So I'm going to keep the 2 there, and I'm going to replace the sine of x over 2 with plus or minus 1 minus the cosine of x over 2. But then that is squared plus the cosine of x. Now when I take that plus or minus and I square it, a positive times a positive will be a positive, a negative times a negative will be a positive. So I don't have to worry about that positive times the positive nor the negative times the negative. Notice how I'm numbering my steps. It's a very good idea, and I'd love for you to do the same thing. When I take the radical times itself, the radical goes away, and I'm only left with the radicand, 1 minus cosine of x over 2, plus the cosine of x. Step 3, my first 2 are factors, and the 2's cancel out. So this becomes 1 minus the cosine of x, plus the cosine of x. Well, 1 minus the cosine of x plus the cosine of x leaves us with just 1. Just a 1. Okay, we have a couple of more problems. In the next video, I'm going to show you the answers. However, I think these are a couple of good problems for you to maybe try. See if you can't get a few steps without any help. And if you need more than one step, if you need help with 2 or 3 steps, or that would be great. If you can at least get the first step, maybe even the second step, you're in a very good place. You just need to make sure that you are studying your identities and formulas.